And we're live.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Rolls to Astonish. And we are back with another session of our 5e campaign, Legends of the Five Amulets, along with our Agents of the Avengers, as I'm calling them because I'm about tired of trying to pick a name for these sons of guns, so we're gonna go with that for right now. And as we are getting started here, and I'm just realizing this is the wrong song, but I'm gonna roll with it. Let's go ahead and introduce our group members while I try to fix this song snafu. So go ahead, guys.
Hey, I'm Em. I play Sister Killsec, who is a half-drow paladin of vengeance. She worships the Nemesis and is feeling pretty good.
Hi, I'm Tim. I play the flamboyant rogue Burlis. He is an Eladrin, which means a high elf. Everybody likes to call him the glowworm.
Because he is, he's a
what else?
glowworm.
I don't call him that.
I
for
haven't
once.
called in that once, actually.
We call him it out of game.
Yeah.
Vince calls that enough for everybody.
yeah.
But the summary on Burlis, he is a horny teenager that has now just discovered his soulmate, and he is adjusting to what that all means.
I'm Evan. I play Garen. He's a big, strong, quiet guy. I'm passing it off to the next guy.
Zach?
My name is Zach, and I play Leah, the insane, chaos-ridden, happy-go-lucky rogue fighter, half-drow, that drives everyone insane. Yes.
I'm not sure he's happy-go-lucky, honestly.
At this point, I'm
It
trying
depends.
to.
I mean,
Depends on the situation.
Yep. Vincent? Or Josh? You know your name.
Sorry. I am Josh. I play Vincent, our bard of ridiculousness. I am also the only other human other than our mighty juggernaut. And I am, just right, I can probably say it, I am 200 years old, and I have a guitar named Xantiphilis, who is sentient and has given birth to a baby guitar.
It really has.
So
We'll go over
that's
that
what
later.
happened.
And I am the always benevolent, but sometimes malevolent dungeon mastermind Haley, or as I'm known on the Rolls to Slash server with Shimmerlux. And I play a couple of the NPCs in the campaign, including right now the ones that are traveling with our group as of the last session. We have Ibgern Delkir, the wood elf druid, who is currently the half-soul lover of Burlis, and they're getting along pretty well, all things considered, which you guys will figure out in the downtime because we are catching up to the Aquila stuff. You will figure out exactly what all happened at that point as far as the downtime, because a lot of stuff happened there. But if you want to keep up with that in the server, come join the Discord server, Rolls to Stash, and you'll be able to keep up with that in the real time that it all goes down, because a lot of it goes down in between the sessions. And also right now, as of the downtime, we also have Sapphire, the halfling rogue, who's currently hooked up with Leif. Long story there, but if you've been keeping up, you understand. Long story short, she basically was kind of held prisoner by these guys, and then she just kind of became part of the group. Kind of transitioned in.
complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. Then we also have two additional NPC members for right now. We have Hayla, who's a half-drow bard rogue, and she just kind of is hanging around because she's their newest ally. That her and the bard troops, or the troop of bards, which you guys are going to be introduced to tonight, as well as it has been found out that the little chicken Jin, or rooster Jin, that they have been traveling with was actually a druid. A transformed druid that has been traveling with them for the longest time. And now everything is starting to make sense with him.
I wouldn't see an attack.
No, nothing makes sense.
We got enough cocks in this party. I think we don't need another one. But anyway, with that being said, let us get started and settle in. Because after last time where they went, they got the amulet, or the heart of protection from the temple after basically snapping the paladin. I can't even remember his name right now.
Zindan.
Zindan, yep. They got him snapped out of whatever was controlling him and got him to calm down so they could actually get the amulet away from him and get all that settled. And right now they are traveling through the forest on their way to Oslar after receiving a letter from the Avengers of Zoatia to go and meet basically the leader Holden over in a village around the outskirts of Oslar to try and get their way into the capital, but it's a long way to Oslar because where they're at right now, Aglaila is on the opposite side of the Dwarven country, so they have to travel through Ordia to get there. But first they gotta reach the border of Aglaila, which they are traveling to right now as we speak. Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay. Burles is on the cart. He's looking out for danger. I'm rolling perception now. Like, he is just, like, so on the lookout. Like,
Apparently.
yeah, he is just, oh, 26, hell yeah. He is just, like, ready to not die.
Yeah, there is. It looks like everything is okay for right now. Like, there's nothing that really jumps out apparently and says danger, danger. Everything is cool for right now.
Also, one thing, Kilsek summoned a steed recently, and now there is a giant
lizard.
riding lizard that's gray with blood orange eyes, and it's just walking alongside the cart as we go along. Her name is
lizard.
Ruthrock.
Big lizard. Which actually, thank you for reminding me, because I actually had to, Where is it? There it is. Come on.
I guess Leaf will keep reading his books.
Yep,
Primordial.
everybody is currently on the cart right now. We got giant lizard riding beside us. Goldman in ferret form is currently on Garen's shoulder. Sorry, I'm
Oh,
just
that reminds me.
set up.
Do you want me to roll to be able to read the book?
Well, you would have to study it for a little bit. I wouldn't have you roll quite yet, but
Okay.
I actually just realized something. Give me one moment.
Kilsek is sitting up front with Hela as she drives the cart along like a pro.
Oh god, right, I gotta do her voice. Son of a bitch.
And I have my arm wrapped around her waist.
Well, at least everything seems peaceful enough. Certainly more peaceful than I've been around my girls, but you know, you take what you can.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we got everybody else piled into the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Garen's just sitting there. He ain't doing nothing.
With a dwarf ferret on his shoulder.
He doesn't know.
Burles is trying to be a good wingman, and he's like, "Hey, Hela, has Kilsek told you about how she one-shotted an ancient skeletal dragon?
Leaf,
That'd be a great song."
there.
Do you never get tired of that story, Burles?
That story's been told too many times already.
I think she told it to me already. I'm kind of making plans to work that into a song at some point, but I've not had time to actually sit down and mess with my guitar very much, so I'll get to it once I get back to my girls.
No rush, Kilsek says with a slight tinge of pink.
I hope it's not in any rush. Because I know you guys certainly are in a rush. Quite a ways to Oslar, it seems. But hopefully it should go by quick. And actually, if the border's getting close, we should be meeting my troop here soon. Maybe. long as they haven't wandered off and done something stupid or ridiculous.
Do they
Yeah.
do that often?
Vince looks up at that from whatever he was doing, which was probably just resting, because he's old.
Well,
He
I
gets
mean,
tired.
they don't do it too often, but I mean, Cynthia tends to be a little bit eccentric.
Is that what you would call it, Neil?
That's what I'm going to say, and if anyone wants to say otherwise, she looks over at Vincent. Please don't mention it to her.
Oh, not at all. She kind of scares me. Oh, yeah.
Burles like sidles over to Vince and he's like whispers to Vince. So, just what are we in for?
Vince leans over, back to Burles. You'll see.
Hey, that's my line.
Kelsek tenses up a little bit, straightening up.
Leaf just flips a page in the book.
Oh, it's fine. Fine. Killsick, why are you so... Killsick, why are you ready for battle?
I am always ready for battle.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Why are you tensing up for battle?
Because I just realized I had a really shitty posture.
Was that a joke?
Not that bad.
Wait, was that a joke, Killsick?
Depends on your definition of a joke.
Vince just smiles, chuckles, and goes back to his book.
Wait, what? Are you reading with me?
No, he's reading his Tome of Celeste.
No,
okay. I'm sorry.
no, I'm reading a... Yeah, I'm reading that book. Yeah, I got some things, stuff, but I'm also doing...
Oh, right, the book on the information on Zanti as well. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
That 28 I just rolled on perception. Burles is eyeing the cart. He's like eyeing the path to see if there's anybody coming by that he could use the invisible mage hand to rob.
Jesus Christ,
Specifically,
Willis.
they look like they're assholes.
It does not look like it at the moment, no.
Why would you assume? You don't even know the person.
I just rolled perception to see if I noticed Leaf reading that book.
You rolled a 22. Yeah, you do.
It's a book of primordial.
Yeah, because he's got to learn the primordial language, because for those that weren't present at the time of the last episode when they were making their way to the temple, Leif has an artifact that he can't really utilize it as a weapon per se until he learns primordial to learn to control it. Otherwise, it's just kind of a wild, random flying needle.
Yay!
That actually nearly killed him twice.
Learning
Burles
to
is scary.
crackle like a fire. Whisper like a tree.
Sorry, I was drinking.
I mean, you're learning primordial, you have to drink.
Everyone can just hear Leaf just trying to whistle, trying to do the sound.
It's like a really bad whistle, just like...
Why is it so hard to whistle?
I mean, it shouldn't be. Everybody learns it from a young age. This is Sapphire speaking up. You know, just... It's not that hard.
Leaf seems to just tries and fails. He then snaps his fingers. I can snap, not whistle. Oh my.
Killsick can't whistle that well either.
No. That you attempt, and Hayla just kind of chuckles to his side. Just like... Sorry, no offense, that was kind of cute.
Yeah. They're not used to whistles.
I mean, I can't blame you there, but...
I don't know. Thought I'd try.
But why do you have to learn how to whistle there, Leif?
So I can make sure my needle doesn't go flying into someone and kill them.
Or kill himself
That's
against
good
a
point.
tree.
Listen, that tree had it coming.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, the tree never did anything to you, unless it was a tree, in which case, yeah, I probably did have it coming.
No, he held on to this little thing and just went flying through the forest at
It was fun.
a ridiculous speed, like the speed of light. He just slammed into a tree. If Berlis hadn't hung on to him, we would have lost him.
That's not good.
And the time
Garen
Garen
gave me
held on to him, he practically turned into a plow on the road.
Oh, I would have
Did
lived
you
to
just
see
say
that.
plowed road? What? And Vince is just like, wait, no, I heard that wrong, and goes back to it. I'm done with my homework.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay. And alright. So yeah, as you guys are continuing along, you do eventually hear in the distance an odd tune. At first you can't really quite place where it is or where it's coming from. It's just kind of it sticks out, more or less.
Mm.
Give me a second.
Man, that violin is beautiful in the forest, guys.
Shut up, it's atmosphere. I'm about to pull up what you guys are hearing right now, and hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me in the butt, but Vincent, you know where I'm going with this. Don't say anything. Do not say anything yet. This is what you hear on the air.
I'm muted.
You hear this in the distance, except it's accompanied by female voices. And then you
Vince
see
is gonna
Hale-
start. Vince is gonna start bombing. I'm sure Haley's doing the same thing. And then we're
you
gonna
see
start
Hale
singing
perk
it.
up. Oh, it's them!
And then I'm gonna start singing this song too.
Oh, it's them, I know it's them. And she just kind of hurries the horses along. Come on, let's go! And just everybody roll me acrobatics or reflex to hold on as Hale just basically kicks his wagon into gear.
Well, oh God, where's my thing? This is good.
Yes.
Hail it, don't break the wagon.
No promises there, Kilsick!
Acrobatics, you said?
Acrobatics or athletics.
I got a 15.
Can I say something with my 30?
I have a plus 9. What the fuck did I roll?
Leaf
Oh, wow.
does not move at all. He continues to flip through his book easily, unfazed by any of this. He doesn't even need to hold on.
I'm assuming with a 25 for list.
Oh no!
Oh no, goodbye.
No,
Ivgard.
that's it. Yeah, that's Ivgard.
Goodbye, Ivgard.
Oh no.
Goodbye. Wait,
Okay, no,
I'm
I
gonna
got
try.
it.
Okay, no, if he falls, I'm gonna try to grab him. Come on.
Oh
No,
god!
no.
I miss grabbing him.
Can
That's
I-
not our
can I-
fingers.
can I grab you both?
Back
Not
off,
fingers.
Vince, my man. With a 25, Berlis sees Imgard start to fly out the wagon, and he just like grabs him with both legs and just like scissors him. And
Well,
he's
hold on.
on the end of the
Well,
wagon.
hold on. You gotta roll a second acrobatics check. The first one was just for you to hold on.
And he's right. The mumbling
Well-
mouth is right. It's
You
true.
gotta roll again
Yeah.
first, Tim, before you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you managed to grab him.
Okay.
I actually still had to do Sapphire.
And Goldmund.
Oh yeah, he's a
Go-
ferret now.
Elmond is the ferret now.
Can I grab the ferret if he flies?
I mean, you thread on Garen's shoulder if Garen wants to save him.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Wait, did Garen roll?
Otherwise,
Oh my god, man, you rolled 32?
Oh yeah.
he's pretty strong.
Okay, let me do Sapphire first because her acrobatics is actually pretty damn good. Okay, Sapphire's still on there.
Okay, good.
Now for Goldmund. Where's your wild shape, buddy?
Oh, please don't go fly.
It's alright. It's alright, I had no emotional attachment to him yet.
I'm glad to catch him.
Okay, give me 1 second. Cause, oh dear. I need to borrow your ferret's stats real quick.
I'm sure it's just a +2.
Let's see.
Otherwise, maybe use cat stats.
Here it is, Weasel. It is. It would be based on acrobatics because he's got +3 to the dex. Okay, roll d20 +3. All right.
Really?
Oh, he manages to hold on.
2 15s in a row. Nice.
Man.
But yeah, you guys are kind of tumbling along here, just the wagon's rolling about. I imagine Rufy is just picking up pace, just like, where the fuck are you guys going?
Just like, oh, this again.
But yeah, this is going on, and after a little bit, she does eventually stop it. As you guys seem to stumble upon the main source, as she just kind of suddenly turns off the road to the side, just kind of slamming on for like the voices to woo. The horse
Easy.
stops. She goes flipping off on purpose because she goes rolling across the horse's backs, and let's see if she sticks the landing.
Should we
Kilsick
roll-
quickly grabs the reins.
Oh, come on. Come on, eat shit.
Let's see here if the acrobatics.
should we roll again?
No, you're fine because this is stopping. She's got to roll in order to land, though.
Yeah.
Oh God! Ow. That's
Oh,
yeah. She kind of lands on her feet, but she kind of tumbles and ends up sitting up.
The horses were not ready for this.
Yeah, they weren't ready. Ah. Okay, that was dumb. That was kind of dumb.
My back.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Nothing I'm not used to. She just kind of climbs to her feet and turns back. Oh, come on, let's keep going. They're close.
Garen's gonna hop on out and just start following her.
I gotta take care of these horses. If we're setting camp here tonight.
Burles, like, he just sort of like melts into the shadows and observes.
Yeah, and I just imagine everybody else is pretty much following Halo down like it's a little path that leads to eventually a little sort of campsite, it seems like. There's a wagon set up there, like a couple of tents, a big campfire, and actually, as you guys encroach upon the camp, which Halo just got kind of stopped you guys just out of sight, you see this group of, it's a very odd ensemble just gathered around this fire. And actually, if you guys want me to describe them one at a time, this is going to be interesting. Alright, so from the shadows, because Burles, you're hidden, everybody else is just kind of held back for a bit. What the heck? But yes. So as you guys are, sure guys, give me 1 second.
Sure, no problem, sorry.
I just wanted to move you guys down. Because I actually do have the tokens, I've just not gotten around to setting them up yet. Boop. Boop. Oh, God. I gotta grow this up a little bit.
I'm on
You guys are gonna be listening to this for a little bit longer. Apologies.
the infinity amulets.
Okay, are you guys ready? Moving
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
Oh, what the hell?
Hi. Well, all our tokens are here.
where the fuck are we?
Move up a little bit. Up
Oh.
here.
Oh, there we are. Oh, here we are.
Yep, you guys are down here in the corner. I'd imagine, let's see here, I'm just going to do this just so you guys know the area you're working with. The tree line that you guys are in is pretty much, yeah, right about there. Got some guys up here. Oh, God! Some up there, something up there.
What did I miss? Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good, you're good, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out colors, because my computer's wanting to be funny!
Rainbow?
A small little... You're in the water, Burles!
He's
He
being
has a
super
snorkel.
stealthy. He's wearing a lily pad on his head.
He's like a Navy SEAL.
You see, he has this small little snorkeler. It's like that, the old James Bond thing with the duck.
Quack. Okay, we got path right here. Path here. And right over here is basically their little wagon sort of thing that they have. Okay, if you guys want to take over from there, that you're suitable to do so. As I describe these guys, naturally I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Approach this area, you are greeted by quite a sight of a nice little plethora. You guys recognize Nightshade among them, which for those of us that weren't able to meet her the first time, we got Nightshade, who is a full-blooded drow. She's got obsidian skin, I believe silver hair, if I remember correctly from her description. Yeah, silver hair, bright blue eyes, and she basically is dressed in dark leathers, pretty much dark studded leather with a hood up. And she's yeah, this is Nightshade. Yeah, this is Nightshade. Yep. She's just kind of sitting off near the wagon, watching everybody else party about. And then actually going from the way everybody's viewing it from up here, where Nightshade is going around, to her left, our right, is a human of significant body stature, it seems. She stands at about almost 6 foot tall. She's got bronze skin, vivid red hair. Like, it seems like it'd be unnatural, but you see there's no kind of, like, false coloring or anything in it. It's just a pure vivid red. Naturally, as she seems to be turning and looking around, you see that her eyes are she actually has heterochromia. She's got one eye that's yellow and one eye that's green, for some reason. You can't be too sure why, though. And as she's dancing about, you see she's decked out in, like, spiked armor, and she's got a giant axe on her back that, upon closer inspection, you see there are strings on the axe. So it is literally an axe. It is quite the interesting sight.
The axe.
Yeah, it's an axe that is actually an axe. It's a bit difficult to explain, but that's how I'm going to put it for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and have Nar play something else. It's background music. Oh, God, not that.
And this is the human.
That's the human, yes.
Okay.
Next, going from her, this is the one that sticks out the most when one would think of typical races within this region of Zoathia. This, actually, from the looks of initially, it doesn't seem like she'd be too odd until you realize that the blue hue of her appearance is actually her skin, mostly. And she is completely bald. And you can tell it's a female because of her shape, because she's wearing, like, white robes that are kind of draped down. She's got, like, seafoam green skin, not blue. It's like a greenish blue sort of thing. And she's got vivid yellow eyes, and she's dancing around with the human and seems to be enjoying herself. And as she's spinning around, you will actually notice. Garen, you'll notice this because you recognize this guy. You see the symbol for helm is embezzled on the front of her robe as she's dancing around.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 3 down, right? That was the Water Genesee, who is right here. Then from there, we got the twins! Who actually are dancing together on top of a fallen tree, it looks like. The first of them that you would notice upon looking at them is actually... The twins are Eldrin. They are both Eldrin. The one that is obviously female, but it's a little bit hard to notice because she's wearing, again, like Nightshade, she's wearing dark leathers that are kind of tied to her body with a chain shirt underneath. She has this long, flowing white hair that goes down to, like, her mid-shoulders, like, mid-back sort of region. Very fair skin and vibrant violet eyes. Just as she's twirling about on the log with actually her twin brother. Though you would be easily mistaken because unlike the sister who is wearing like this tight leather armor that pretty much hides the fact she's female, the brother's in a dress. Or at least it appears like flowy skirt and sleeves on. His hair is just about the same length, but instead of being pure white, it's like... It's kind of weird when you initially look at it, because you kind of look at it and it's just like, does he have blue hair? But it looks like it's actually kind of magically that color, because it's blue with like highlights of purple and a little bit of pink in there as he's twirling about. But same thing with him, fair skin, violet eyes, just basically twirling about with his sister and just enjoying himself pretty much.
Okay, this is the Water Genasi.
That's the Water Genasi, and then these two over here are the twins. This is the female, and this is the male. You will actually notice that the sister has a bow on her back. I believe is what long bow, I believe.
Oh, I thought this was the human, and this was the,
Yeah, no, that's the brother. That's the boy.
Okay.
But yeah, the sister in the leather armor with the chain shirt has a rapier on her side and a bow on her back. Her brother, it looks like he is wielding a short sword. He's got a short bow on his back. And you do also kind of notice he's got like an odd sort of pouch on his side. Like you can't exactly tell what's going on there, but it's an odd sort of pouch that actually sewn into the front of it. And Envy and Vincent, you would recognize this. He has a symbol of Celeste sewn into his pouch.
Sorry, I'm reading things.
No, you're good. You are good. That's pretty much these guys all in a nutshell.
Okay, Burles stealths over to Nightshade, like right behind her. And he's like, do I have to roll again?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Right now.
28, yeah. So he like hides again, like he stealths over, and then he like whispers to Nightshade. He's like, "Hi, Nightshade. Don't be alarmed. It's Burles."
You just kind of see her sniff and just be like, "Why are you being a creeper and sneaking up like that?" And she kind of looks over her shoulder. She's like, "What the hell are you doing sneaking about? Why are you under the wagon?" At this point, you are under the wagon.
I was really excited to see you again.
And you couldn't just walk out. And you couldn't just walk out. She kind of closes the book that she is reading, and she promptly smacks Burles on the brow. You really are an idiot, aren't you?
Burles hugs her. And as he hugs her, he whispers in her ear, "We should talk in private later."
Oh, goodness.
You just kind of, Burles, I'm going to have you, because she's,
What do I have to roll to spare that?
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever is better.
Okay.
Oh my god, why did she roll so low? Oh dear. Okay, so I imagine she kind of tries to grab you to flip you, but you slip out of her grip, and she just kind of goes tumbling forward and just kind of lands on her back.
No, Burles catches her. Burles catches her.
No, because she was moving to grab to flip you. You beat her roll, so instead she just kind of goes rolling out while she's trying to flip you with the momentum of tossing you. You just slip out and she goes tumbling.
Burles is like,
You creeping son of a bitch!
I'm sorry, should I not have hugged you? I mean, you helped save our lives.
And actually, as it happened, the music sort of seems to stop as everybody else kind of turns. It's just like, and this is actually, Cynthia speak up. Yo, Nightshade, what's the problem? Who the fuck are you?
Hi, Nightshade! Leah calls from the bushes.
Cynthia draws her, or the barbarian draws her axe. She's like, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
All right.
Nope.
Nope. And I'm gonna walk forward. I brought my friends, guys. It's okay.
Okay, could you explain who the hell you are and what the hell? Hi, guys. Taylor kind of comes stumbling forward, kind of trips and stumbles. Oh, hey, Ayla. What the fuck is going on here? They're friends.
Kilsec glances over to Garen.
You have a weird way of making friends, it seems.
There's some strong eye contact going on.
Oh, relax, Cynthia. They don't mean any harm.
Vince is also looking at Kills. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the look is just like, I'm so sorry. This is not what should have happened.
Leah gives a warm smile and just waves.
And actually, as you guys are doing this, the female of the twins kind of hops down and approaches. Well, it certainly is a relief to actually see that Hela found us. But who exactly are you guys? And more or less, who's your creeper friend that just snuck up on Nightshade?
It's not particularly important. His name is Burles.
Do you remember when I told you about Glowworm?
Oh, he's Glowworm!
You use nicknames to describe us, Vince?
Nope, just Burles.
I see.
That explains it. Oh, Ace!
Burles bows. He's like, yes, I am Burles. What did I decide his last name was?
Burles the Mighty Glowworm.
Yeah,
Burles shine down.
That was a good.
I love Shinedown.
Oh my god.
It is.
You could always use a second chance.
I am pleased to make your. Oh crap! Sorry.
Go ahead, man.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance, and he gives like a regal royal court style bow. He's like, I've heard such great things about you all. I'm glad we're allies now.
We know almost nothing about them.
And I'm happy to see that there actually is some good-looking bits among you guys. And this is the male Eldrin as he is walking out. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's walking up
He
to
just kind of-
Burles.
Yeah, he's walking up and he just kind of bows slowly. I can't remember what his original name is for the life of me. Simply call me Ace. My actual name is a little bit convoluted, but we can stick to that for right now.
This sounds.
Eldrin thing.
Sorry.
What was that, Tim?
That's an Eldrin thing, isn't it? They do tend to like to make complicated names.
I
But
think it's just elves in general.
yeah, that's pretty much. Well, at least you guys returned our leader to safety, and this is the Genesee sort of speaking up. But I suppose for those of you that weren't with Vincent or he hasn't told you otherwise about us, it'd be nice for us to introduce ourselves before you introduce yourselves. My name is Helen. I am the cleric of Helm here. She's basically a field medic, Cynthia says as she throws an arm around Helen. I wouldn't say it so harshly, Cynthia, but okay. Well, I don't know about you, but she just kind of pats Helen, then kind of approaches you guys. Meanwhile, my name is Nick Huffington. I just go by Cynthia. And I'm the group's appointed barbarian. Don't mind her. Her head's a little bit too big for her body to support half the time. Hey! Well, I mean, she has a point. And this is the female Eldrin approaching as she motions for her brother to join her. Come on, Ace, lay off the eye candy. Fine. I am Amelia, and as my brother has promptly introduced himself, this is Ace. And the two of them just kind of bow. Amelia's a bit more modest, while Ace just kind of flaunts. And now you see what I have to deal with. Helen perks up. Or, Hayla perks up. Sorry, I'm getting too many names mixed up already. Damn it.
Kilsek gives a nod to each of them as they introduce their names. I'm Sister Kilsek. And this is Ruthrak.
Oh, giant lizard. Nice. So you're the one that Vincent was teasing Halo with so much. I was wondering about that.
I have no control over that man.
Nope. You don't.
Well, I mean, I can't blame you for that. He certainly is enticing. Ace, seriously, stop flirting with every guy we come across. It's kind of whorish.
Burles! I told you. Vince is just laughing at this point until it just kind of calms
which
down.
one was the Helm cleric?
That was Helen, the water genasi, right over here by the barbarian.
Okay, I'm just gonna approach that one and just give it like a knowing nod.
It's not the attractiveness so much as his general chaotic nature, really. Celeste worshippers are hard to ring in.
Tell me about it. And this is Amelia as she gestures over to her brother. Do you know how many times I had to keep him in line?
Let the chaos flow, he says. Leaf says.
Thank you. And Helen actually is here in approaches. She just kind of shrinks back a little bit. She's like, oh my, hi.
Hi.
A big walking wall.
Yeah, his name is Garen.
Garen Kobold.
Say hello, wall.
Garen's gonna extend.
Wally.
Gods be damned.
Garen's gonna extend out a hand to her. Garen Colville.
Oh, she's kind of very hesitantly reaches out and takes his hand.
That's a firm handshake right there.
So you're what, some kind of warrior or something?
A guard.
Oh, guard. Who needs all that order and bullshit? Don't mind
Some
her.
people.
Naturally chaotic.
Wait, do you say warrior? Leaf perks up.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm trained fire, wild barbarian, just a smidge. I mean, hell, you've seen my axe, haven't you?
Yeah, I can see it. It looks really cool in design. Who made it? Or did you make it?
Oh, this...
Leaf seems to become a bit of a nerd as he seems very excited.
6 one, half dozen the other. The axe I found, and I, with a little bit of help, magically enchanted it to do a little bit of music. I call her the Ripper.
That's a cool name.
Don't get her started, please. Her head's big enough.
It's
I
hard
go
to
over
tell
and
through
say
a
hello.
helmet, but Garen seems pretty unamused by the name.
She's very dramatic. Trust me, you should see her during her performances. Isn't that right, Vincent?
Silence is all too telling.
He's still dealing with the flirtatious remark he received from the twin earlier.
Yes, indeed. And Nightshade is still hanging in the back right now, just kind of letting everyone know.
Killsec slowly strides up to her and is like, "Good to see you again."
You as well, Sister Killsec. I do hope you were treating Halo well during her visit with you.
Of course. Would you expect anything less of me?
I would hope not, but you can never be too careful. She is my cousin, so I had to be a bit wary of her. She's still a little bit young.
Yeah. Very vivacious.
What does that mean? She kind of stops for a minute. She's like, "Oh no, not again." She kind of looks over at Ayla, who kind of looks back at her. She just kind of grins widely. I'm not surprised. That girl around other half drow is just insatiable.
Mm.
I hope she at least didn't hurt you.
No.
Because judging by that shit-eating grin on her face, I would think otherwise.
It's
not a shit-eating grin!
Okay, Burles is like 10 feet away. Can he hear this conversation?
A bit, just a bit, like...
No, we had a good time.
I'd hope so, but I suppose we should go join the others, just make sure that... well, you've seen how wild they can get just through conversation.
Oh, sure. Then the lizard kind of pokes Nightshade, kind of just taking her in, having never met her before.
Who is this?
This is Ruthrok.
Ruthrok. Aw, she's cute. Hi there, Ruthrok. At least she's better than Halo's spider was back home. Ugh. I'm sorry, I couldn't stand that thing. Creepy little... Ugh. Don't tell her that, though.
Of course.
But anyway, let's just go rejoin them.
And at that, Burles is like waving over Idgurn, and he's like, "Have you met Ace?"
Oh, you said you named your axe Ripper then.
Can I hold it for a second? Leah says.
Haley, are you there?
Oh no, we lost our DM.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Okay.
It's okay,
Killsec.
we got this.
Am I good?
Feels
Am I
like-
back? Am I back?
Yeah,
There we go.
You're back. You're
Yes,
back.
there we go.
My headset acted up at the wrong time! Okay, so, hold on a second. Cynthia had the Ripper comment from Killsec. She just kind of turns, she's like, "Well, yeah, actually," and then she kind of turns back to Leif at his inquiry. She's like, "Well, sure, but she's a bit hefty, so you better prepare." And she doesn't even hand it off. She just kind of drops it in his hands. And this is, let me check, how much does this thing weigh?
Remember,
It's a 7-pound axe.
Ooh.
Maybe bordering 8.
Leah easily catches it.
Oh,
He starts to twirl it.
don't twirl it. If you cut somebody's arm off, I'm not lying. She just kind of walks over to Killsec. Well, ain't you a beefy little paladin?
What?
By the way, is she like a big human
Yeah, she's a pretty beefy human.
Touche.
And yeah, well,
I
you,
say touche if you weren't a barbarian.
well, I mean, I could have been, but again, order and such is not my thing.
Yes, it's certainly news for everyone. You could have been a paladin to Nemesis. I mean, Celeste.
I mean,
But,
all the religion stuff is just all kinds of confusing and just, honestly, to me, malarkey. I guess technically I am a follower of hers, but I'm not really strict with it. And meanwhile, as everyone approaches, oh, well, and a nice-looking blood elf as well. Aren't you a fortunate one? And he kind of looks down and approaches, oh, puppy!
Ooh, it's a puppy.
Amelia just kind of holds her face in her hands, just like, oh no, not the fuzzy things, not the fuzzy things.
Yeah, there's a wolf, there's a fox, there's some ferrets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and actually, as Finid and Glory are approaching, as Aeus is kind of starting to cuddle Finid, Glory just kind of comes in and just knocks him down. Oh my god, they're so adorable. How cute. You at least. That's a good thing. And kind of glances over towards Burles and is just like, well, at least this is the first time I've seen an Eldrin wearing a dress.
I don't know, those cult robes are pretty dressy.
Very funny, you. After kind of cuddling with the furry ones a little bit, Ace just kind of sits up. Well, you do kind of look a little bit familiar there. Burles, was it? Glowworm? Depends which one to go with.
Oh fuck. I hit that by accident.
You may call me Burles. Only people that save my life get to call me Glowworm.
Touche. And he kind of climbs to his feet. And just kind of looks between you two and is just like, well, I can certainly say this, that if we weren't in such a rush to try and get things going, I could certainly see something going on right here.
Burles,
she's like, please don't flirt with them! Please don't flirt with them!
Burles puts his hand into Igburn's, and he's just like, see, we're special.
At this, Leah does his first performance, which was a 10, which is terrible, and he just makes a rank sound, and then just begins to start playing really well on the axe itself.
Hey, what'd you do? You break any of those strings? You're going to be paying for new ones with your teeth.
I'd like to see you try to make.
Don't tempt me there, half-drow rogue.
I'm not just a rogue, mate.
We'll see about that. As he kind of turns back to Killsec. And meanwhile, Ace, he's just kind of observing this, and he's just like, well, I mean, if you ever want a third party, I wouldn't mind. Ace!
Burles just
there
like
he goes again.
Burles just like smirks at Igburn and like leans into his chest. He is just in his glory.
I'm trying to situate this well.
Oh, my head.
After an uncomfortable amount of silence between Garen and Amelia.
Helen?
Oh, Helen?
You're speaking to Helen right now, aren't you, the cleric?
Oh yeah, shit. There's a lot of new names.
Yeah, it's a lot of names. That's why I labeled everyone.
Oh, I can't see that.
Yeah, read
Is it a little halfling too?
There's not a halfling among them, no.
I thought she was a little thing.
Hi, Sapphire.
Garen
Yeah,
finally,
Sapphire's just kind of standing off to the side.
speaks up again, and so I presume you're a follower of Helm.
Yes, I am. I've been a devout follower for quite some time. At least it was when I was still running around with Cynthia across the lands and such. she kind of needs someone to heal her because she realized she couldn't tank without some healing power, so she and I met when she came to the temple looking for some help, and I figured why not? I was a fresh cleric ready to adventure, and she needs aid. And we traveled together for a couple of months before we found the bards. It's been interesting so far, but I work with it. They're crazy, but just the right amount.
Have you ever communed with him?
You've never communed with home? That's strange. I do it almost daily just to make sure everything's alright up there. After recent events.
Could you help me?
I mean, sure, I guess. And she kind of looks off to the side. You see she kind of gets like a dark blush across her cheeks. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Garen, a respectful nod.
But perhaps once things all settle with everybody else, because everyone seems very eager. And she kind of glances over everyone else, kind of speaking. I've not seen them this eager to meet new people since... since me and Cynthia joined, actually.
Yes, very eager. And Garen looks over at, the thirsty-ass Eladrin.
And at that, Burlis, with Igburn's hand in his, leans over to Ace and is like, actually, there is a private matter that I was hoping you could help. A personal matter I was hoping you could help me with, Ace. I assume you, someone as magnificent as yourself, is a follower of Coralon?
Well, I was for a time. Why?
Long story short, evil powers destroyed destroyed my focusing gem while I was communing with Coralon, and that's not really something you just go into the market to replace. Would you happen to have your altar kit with you?
I believe I do. Just give me a second. He just kind of slips off his actually, no, it would be in the cart. He just kind of saunters past to the cart, and he just kind of starts digging through. Like, he doesn't, like, go around to the back and start looking. He just kind of hops on the edge and just kind of bends over and starts looking. Meanwhile, Amelia's just sitting off to the side, holding her face, just like, oh my god, you're trying too hard, you're trying too hard!
Leaf just... Is she in front of Leaf? Is that who the bow person is?
Yes, that's her, that's Amelia.
Also, what time of day is it?
It's about, like... By this point, since you guys at the capital, like, a while back, it's getting about late afternoon, early evening sort of time.
Leaf chuckles.
Might as well set up camp then.
Leaf chuckles at Amelia.
She just kind of turns, she's like, what are you laughing at?
I think it's funny. I've never seen siblings so close.
Well, I mean, Ace is the only brother I have, so, I mean, I kind of have to bother with him. Even if sometimes he can be very forward.
Well, just so you know, you might want to warn him about even trying to flirt with me. I will flip him immediately.
Well, I don't know.
Challenge accepted.
I don't know, he might be into that. My brother's very odd. Trust me, there are stories I could tell you about him that would leave you speechless.
Oh, do tell.
Are you sure about that? So once I start telling, I might scar you. I mean, how old are you even?
I'm 20.
A what? Oh my god, you're young for a half-drow. Oh, then again, I can't really say much myself. I'm only like 95.
Man, I really am a baby.
Yes, you are.
But, I mean, it's the same with Ace, but obviously he's a little bit more childish, I guess you could say. She kind of looks back at her brother, still looking through the cart, and she's like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do with him?"
Garen's
Just be
been
there for-
loading the cart.
You don't have to load too much.
I
Yeah,
think it's fun to have siblings, to be honest.
Trust me, some days is fun, some days it's a living nightmare. Actually, with that, Halo just kind of approaches Killsick and the others speaking. She's like, "Well, with it getting so late, I assume you guys are going to set up camp with us tonight?"
I guess so, if you don't mind.
Not at all. It'll be kind of a bonding experience. Hell yeah, it's going to be. As Cynthia kind of wraps her arms around Hela and Nightshade, who are both nearby. Be a nice little bonding time, you know? Missed you too, Cynthia. Missed you too.
Bondage.
Well, if you are planning to charade as us, you might as well get to know us better.
Wait, what? Yeah, about that. I meant to, go in
You
detail with that earlier. With
you
the
haven't
message.
told them about this?
I was only able to fit so many characters into the message. Or so many words. I couldn't go into full elaboration of it. I told him I'd explain further once we met up again.
Okay, all right. I'll leave that up to you since that's your group.
Yeah, she just kind of slowly turns. She's like, "You do realize you're going to be posing as the Juggernaut, right?" Wait, what? And with that, you guys pretty much can start unpacking and settling in. Cynthia quickly goes back and gets the Ripper from Leif before they start setting up all the tents and such for you guys and everybody else. And after some time, you do settle back around the fire, and Ace is currently looking through his little altar kit, trying to find his old communion stone. You just kind of see a variety of stuff just come flying out of his back as he's looking through it to try and actually find the pieces of his kit. See, like scarves, skirts, random coin purses and such, like a variety of things coming out. A lot of things that you kind of question, but don't really at the same time.
Killsec tends to the horses.
Hey, everybody wants to set their place up around the fire real quick.
Right.
Leaf's gonna sleep near a tree like he has in all his other times.
I guess Sapphire's going to be with you then.
Garen will take the first 2 watches.
Oh, we're setting up watches? I thought we were just sitting around the fire.
Yeah, you guys can just be sitting around the fire for right now.
Berlis is taking none of the watches.
Seconded. You hear Leaf call from the tree.
In fact, why don't we all take watches in pairs, please?
I suppose that would be best.
And since we have so many of us.
Yeah, we're kind of a big group, if you couldn't tell.
Killsec and Ruthrock sit down, and Killsec leans against Ruthrock's side.
Alright. We're going to have the fuzzies sitting over here. Where's Vincent at?
He's by me. By Envy.
Okay, let's bring him closer to the fire right now. Boop. Alright. I imagine this is kind of, night is starting to begin to fall a little bit. Everybody's pretty much settled around the tent, or around the campfire, that by now is blazing. So, this entire plan of us posing as you.
Ain't it great?
It was, Vincent's idea. But, I mean, if it works, I'm not completely against it. And if you're willing to put your lives on the line, I will admit it, it'll be dangerous, considering who is out to get us.
Yeah, and y'all better be as good as Hala says, because we made some pretty powerful enemies.
Berlis, are you alright?
Berlis was so not at all smoking some of Vincent's halfling meat. Not at all.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys.
It's alright.
All right.
We have the forces of Shavara breathing down our neck, along with the dead three and God knows what other
Yeah,
evils
I
have been
know-
lying about.
I know Halo mentioned that in the message before. This is Cynthia
Yeah.
speaking up. I mean, the Dark Three, really? After, like, how long that they've been, like, gone? Why are they coming back now? And why are they using a pup? Pardon?
There's this prick, his name doesn't matter. He goes around distributing the books of gods like that, because he's a little asshole.
That's
Some
a bit
trickster
concerning.
entity.
That's a bit concerning. Well,
We're
I mean, I know it was
trying
also
to gather
mentioned.
them.
Yeah, I know that was kind of mentioned. You got one of them already? Something like that was said?
Yes.
I mean, I won't go into further detail about it, because that book has probably caused much more trouble than even we have before, but... So... Let me think of it this way. So you want us to pose as you guys and basically lead them off your trail while you go around to get the rest of these amulets, is it?
Correct.
I can work with that. She just kind of leans back and looks around the rest of the group. What about the rest of y'all? You think we can pull it off? I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, it's going to be a little bit complicated considering that while at least one of us fits the race of who we're going to be posing as, she kind of glances over towards her brother, who's still looking through the bag. The rest of us will kind of need to do some mild alterations.
I'm not quite as blessed as Hayla is.
Haley just kind of very hesitantly looks down at her chest and just like, oh, you mean the cannonballs? Shut up, Cynthia! Cannonballs! They aren't cannonballs. Yes, they are. There's a reason I call you double O titties.
They are lovelies. Be nice to her.
Oh no, I tease her all the time about them.
Leaf looks at Sapphire while they're sitting underneath the tree. Do you think
Okay.
maybe we should leave? Or
I mean, it's up to you.
Don't be strangers. Come over. This involves you too.
I just got comfy.
Same.
Too bad.
Ugh.
Fine.
And
You're rushing.
Kilsick cuddles Hayla in her arms. If she was feeling insecure at all.
And she is. She and Nightshade pretty much just switch places.
I mean, Nightshade can get it on this too if she wants.
No, she's just kind of looking at you guys, just like, no, you do you, you do you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Berlis is just looking on like a proud papa.
What?
Proud papa.
Just like a man in a desert. Yeah.
I mean, the first time we met, Kilsek was all like, no, I'm all serious and duty and fight. I don't have time for sex. Now she's just fucking everything with a vagina. I mean,
Well,
I
not
mean-
everything with a vagina. I'm a little racist still.
And actually, as this is all going on, Ace finally perks up and is just like, got it! And his slip kind of, or his grip slips on whatever he pulled out, and he just kind of fumbles with it. Let me actually roll a dex save for him and see if he can.
Wait, is he within 10 feet of me?
He is over here.
Well, let's see. Let me pull out my ruler. I don't. Things have changed. Never mind. I was gonna say if
Yeah,
he's within
He's
10
just
feet of me, he would get a
barely
plus.
out of reach. He's got a decent bonus to his save already.
Sure.
What's me
Oh.
rolling juice tonight? Send it
Well,
up.
I mean, you rolled 2 15s earlier.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Ah, son of a bitch. Yeah, he just kind of fumbles and stumbles with this. She's like, oh, that fuck. And actually, let me see here, because she would notice this. Oh, yep, Sis saves the day. She just kind of reaches out as this green gem goes flying. And Amelia just kind of catches it. It's just like, save! As Ace just kind of falls on his face. God, son of a bitch! Brother, for a rogue, you got very slippery fingers. Shut up! She just kind of...
Burles perks up at that. Oh, you're a rogue, are you?
Oh,
Not
God.
another word, sis. And Amelia's just like, as she's observing the gem, yep, he's a trickster. Oh, sure, tell everything about me now. You mean
Well,
you want
we
me
are
to tell him about
supposed
your sex life? No!
Well, we are supposed to get to know each other. Leaf chimes in.
Ah. Fine, yes, I'm an arcane trickster, la-dee-da. Ugh.
Burles
It's just-
uses his arcane trickster invisible mage hand and gives him like the rogue arcane trickster secret handshake.
What the hell? What the hell? He just kind of snatches his hand back as he stumbles back onto his butt. What the fuck? What? He just slowly realizes and looks up and is just like, oh, you son of a bitch. I'm doing different about you. Just being
Burles-
similar, brother? Shut up.
Burles just smiles.
An arcane trickster Eldrin that hooked up with a wood elf. Why does that surprise me? I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, haven't you slept with like 3 of them in a row once per night? Would you shut up? I'm just saying.
I still want to hear those stories, by the way.
Honey, I could tell you. Wait, what? Amelia, seriously, unless it's your sex life, please, shut up. Considering I've had to come out and find you after some of your dalliances. God damn.
Burles is amused and he says, yes, tell me all about yourself.
And as you just kind of see, he just his entire color scheme just kind of changes, and he goes from like the fair skin, white hair or purple hair with the highlights, and he just goes blue, like ice white hair, and he just kind of hides his face in his blue sleeves. It's just like, oh, why are you being shy now? Shut up, you. Oh, are you being a shy little one? Shut up.
Burles strides forward. He takes Ibgern's hand and strides forward to Ace and is like, hey, look, I respect the hell out of the fact that you're taking up this mission, but if you are going to impersonate me, we've got some work to do.
Oh, normally he's more open after he's had a couple of drinks. But that Ace just kind of very silently glares at his sister. What?
Burles
Would
like
you shut up?
Burles like reaches his hands out and he's like, I like the hair. I may steal that, but may I try something? His smile quirks down.
Sure.
Burles waves his hands, and all of a sudden, Ace's hair does the spring flower thing that Burles's does. It's auburn hair with fucking flowers all pouring out of it, like butterflies.
Are they sunflowers?
There's a sunflower on the left side.
Yay.
A lily on the right.
Yeah.
Petunias in the back.
Yep. Exactly.
Ace just kind of very slowly reacts to. She's like, "What in the world? Why am I flowering?" It's just kind of giggling off to the side. She's like, "Aw, you're maturing. You look good as a redhead." Shut up. What? You look cute in red. Could you shut up, please? Shut up. Oh, quit being so flustered. Do we have to get some whiskey in you or something?
Kilsick looks over to Hale and whispers in undercommon. I'm not sure which of us has the tougher job.
Well, I mean, your Eldrin is wide open. Mine are at least modest and kind of shy when they're sober.
When they're sober.
Yeah, when they get drinking, I start losing track of Ace, because evidently I don't want to keep track of him. I still haven't told you about the time he actually slept with like 5 guys in one night. That was fun. Yeah, he's a trooper, I'll say that much. But god damn, he's almost 100. He needs to get his priorities straight. Not a lot for me to say. I'm just turning 20-ish. 25? I lose track of the years now. As in, I've completely lost track of her age. 25.
Wow. I feel like such a cradle robber. I'm
But
100
it will
and...
not stop the Muffin Man.
I'm 129.
And does Leaf hear this?
Roll perception? Because you're kind of across the way.
But I'm 129 years old.
Yeah, and yeah, while you do that, Indy, as the flowers kind of bloom in Ace's hair, and he is just very shy and insecure about all this. Ibgern just kind of kneels down. I think you look just right. He kind of brushes the hair from Ace's face, and his face just kind of goes like several shades of like blue.
My prophecy is coming.
Yeah, you hear everything going on, Leif. Like, everything.
Do I hear incoming enemies?
Not quite that.
You hear a unicorn sneeze.
Wait, is Encel nearby?
You'll see. Maybe.
I hear hosts trotting down the trails.
No. Keep going.
You hear Garen fart. That's what you hear.
No.
He tried to be super quiet, but you managed to hear him.
Leaf just sighs.
Well, since it's very obvious that our flamboyant, whorish Eldrin is going to be the other flamboyant Eldrin, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call him as I see him. But then, what about everybody else here? Because I'm evidently going to be the Juggernaut as she smacks Garen's shoulder harshly with her hand, and then she kind of recoils back as she shakes it. Son of a bitch!
I'll have to see how you fight.
I fight pretty well, big boy.
She doesn't wear the armor, though. Is there some way you could costume it like she's heavily armored or something? I don't know how this works.
Well, we have a lot of plate armors and such that we collect in our travels. We could probably find some pieces to throw on her, and then we can use a disguise spell to make it look as close to Garen as possible. I mean, we just have to get close.
I thought her types didn't like to wear armor or something.
I don't. I only wear the spike armor because it makes me look like a badass.
Fair.
Hey, are you really going to approach someone with spiked armor and a giant axe and think you're going to win a fight against her? Hell
yeah.
No.
Well...
Yes.
I probably would. But then I'm not everyone.
And as for you, little rogue boy, you really want to try to take that on?
Mm-hmm.
Don't...
Yes, he does.
Leaf nods vigorously.
Oh... In the morning, honey, you and me are having a spar match.
Have fun with that.
Try not to.
Oh, don't worry there, honey. I'm going to break him.
Try not to tire yourself out. We are also doing stuff.
Right. Well, anyway, so what about everyone else here? Because I assume you're a little druid, there's a healer, so Helen's going to have to take his place. But I'm a cleric! Well, you're going to have to pass off as a druid there, hun. I don't feel comfortable wearing animal pelts. Well, I prefer not to wear big bulky armor, but I still had to do it.
Verlis just like busts out laughing at that.
What's so funny? I just feel uncomfortable wearing the skin of another living being. There's a reason I prefer mage armor.
Verlis just like looks to Ibger and he's like, "You got any advice for your doppelganger?"
Well, everyone kind of gets up and walks around to Helen. Oh, I mean, the pelt is kind of my thing, so it's gonna have to be something you gotta live with. But as for everything else, there's a lot of things you're gonna have to take in stride. Cause trust me, I walked around with a mark for most of my life that I wasn't proud to have, that I didn't really deserve in the end. But I lived with it for so long that I got accustomed to it after a while, until things started cropping up that made it come back and bite me in the ass. If I can stand to walk around with a mark on my skin that I never earned, never deserved for 100 years, I think you can stand to wear a pelt for at least a couple of weeks, at most a month. It's long enough for us to get this next amulet. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm sorry if I was insulting. You weren't, trust me. I know it's not for everyone, but there are certain sacrifices that do need to be made. Of course.
Ibgern.
Verlis just, oh sorry.
It's okay. As much as I would hate to give up your gift to me, perhaps she maybe use this wolf pelt assemblage if she's going to be disguised as you.
Well, it's not quite an ordeal wolf's pelt, but I suppose it would work to pass off for now.
They have access to dyes, right, Hale?
Yeah, we have plenty of them that we've been collecting. I mean, how do you think I keep my hair this cute? I don't actually soak in the blood of my enemies. That makes it a bit, gross to wash out. Oh, so you finally admitted that your hair is not in fact... Ah. It's not like I can hide the roots forever, you know? You really need to re-dye those. Oh, shut up.
I think it looks cute.
Oh, I wonder why. And she just kind of looks across the Killsec and just gives the largest shit-eating grin. Like, I know!
And Killsec just gives a look back like, I'm not impressed.
Well, that aside, so Cynthia's going to be Garen, Ace is going to be Barlis, Helen's going to be Ibgern. That leaves myself, Nightshade, and Amelia left to impersonate people.
Well, I think Nightshade would be good for Leaf, even though they're kind of opposite colors.
Yeah, I'm not exactly tanned and, really human looking. I am pure drow. There's only so much I can alter about my appearance.
Oh. We have unhooked his mask. You can use this.
What is that?
Killsec looks at Leaf quite surprised.
It's my old mask.
She very carefully takes it and kind of looks over it in her hands. Huh. I never saw you wearing this before.
Well, it's more of a rite of passage, I guess.
And she flips over and sees the inscriptions on the inside. Huh. You'll never be blind in the light. You'll never be lost in the darkness, nor blinded by the light. Advice of an old friend?
The mask should help you see in daylight. It covers most of the eye.
Huh. Alright, well, let me see this real quick. She quickly brushes her hair back and kind of secures the mask on. Then turns to everybody else and just like, how do I look? Like a fucking goober. I'm just kidding. You look good. I was about to say, you bitch.
I like it.
Yeah, it works, I guess. I certainly can't tell what you look like underneath it. To me, you're still Nightshade, but you know, most of your face covered, I would take you as like male, maybe. I mean, you certainly got the chest for it. Shut up. I'm just saying.
Anyway, Leaf stands up, more or less. If you're gonna be me, just keep the mask on. It's what I did most of the time when I first... And what I had planned to do whenever I was finished anyway. All I ask is that you return it in one piece.
Nightshade lifts it off so she can look Indy in the eye. Of course. I always return anything that's been lended to me. Unlike some people, she kind of looks over towards Ace and then looks back. I'll make sure it stays in one piece as much as I possibly can.
Oh, one other thing.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you take this with you? He holds out. Let's see. Hang on, I have to find it.
Kilsek hands Hayala her shield that has a nemesis symbol inscribed upon it.
Oh.
Here we go. Just hold on to it. Whoever finds you, if they do see this with you, they'll know it's most likely me. Less. Well, if you run into Neo, that is, or Mr. Lup, he hands her the other earring that Sapphire is wearing.
Oh. Okay. She very quickly tucks into her pouch. Is that everything? Because I noticed you're carrying a tome of Celeste there, so I might have to borrow Ace's.
Well, he looks over at Sapphire. Do you want to still read it?
Yeah, I still have a bit of it to study, so...
All right.
When you're not exactly letting cultists look through your pockets there.
Otherwise, nope, that's about it. Other than you may want to grab some smithing tools.
I'll see what I can do. I know, again, we have a couple of hoarders around here, and she kind of glances in the direction of Cynthia. I'll see what we can figure out. And she quickly retreats to her spot on the other side of the fire. Then that leaves Amelia and Hayla. She kind of glances towards Hayla. She's like, I already see her spots being claimed.
That leaves Vincent.
Everybody's attention kind of slowly turns to Amelia. She's just like, how the hell am I going to pass off as a human? A male human of all things. I'm not a bard naturally. I'm a ranger bard. I shoot arrows and, mostly play guitar. I'm not a full-fledged bard.
What if you switch with the one who is being Igburn?
Helen?
Since you twins seem to be together all the time, and so Berlis and Ibgurn.
I mean, that would be a little bit awkward, but I wouldn't mind the pelt thing. I could certainly pull it off. I mean, I have to be less glowy, but she kind of goes over to Ibgurn and quickly snatches off the pelt. I could probably pull off the mohawk look. I mean, it'd be a little bit weird for a couple months, but I could probably pull it off.
Alright. And Helen, you can be Vincent now.
Well, I mean, I definitely lack the boobage to be any kind of female prominent stature, but I can work with it. I just had to get a wig and hide the hue of my skin, but I can make it work. Maybe.
Very, very good.
Yeah, I get to be a wild man! Huzzah! Just don't go too crazy there, Amelia. That doesn't mean you're allowed to eat faces. I wasn't gonna go that far! Yet. Sure you weren't. As Halo just kind of attaches the shield nemesis to her arm, kind of swings it around a little bit. Aha! I am the paladin nemesis. Fear me!
I've had it for a long time. It should. It's not necessarily magical, but it'll protect you if ever the time comes.
Of course. She detaches it and she just kind of starts cuddling it.
Okay. Burles, with a chuckle in his voice, looks to Ace and is like, "We still got some work to do, buddy."
He just kind of very shyly looks up and is just like, you think?
Okay, first of all, I mean, it sounds like you become another man when you get the fire water in you. And Burles just bats his eyes. I am all natural. And as he says that, he just sort of does a little pose. Like he bows. And he's like, if anybody's gonna believe that you're me, you need to and he pats him on the shoulder. Bust out of your cocoon there, buddy.
Which is actually kind of funny, Amelia's comment is to his side, because I think he's technically older than you, and he's still not come out of his shell.
Burles looks to Amelia and says, "You can't shove a caterpie into a cocoon. He'll get there when he gets there." And he like smiles at Ace.
Well, I mean, think of it this way: he's only so open when he's drunk because he's kind of reserved. And I mean, I don't know how old you are personally, Burles, but we're both 95. We're just about maturity.
Burles kind of like looks a little bit not embarrassed but bashful, and he's like, "Well, I admit I'm still a bit of a young stallion. You got about 30 years on me." And he pulls out his daggers.
Oh my god, you're still a baby! Oh my god! She kind of looks towards Ace and she's just like, oh my god, don't you feel weird about that? I mean, honestly, no. You're about to sleep with someone that's literally technically underage in Eldrin! I mean, there's not really an age limit. Yes! Well, I'm just saying.
Burles pulls out his dagger, his old trusty pair, and starts twirling them around in his hands. "And if you're going to be me, I trust you know how to handle yourself with these," as he twirls around his blades.
Well, I mean, he kind of reaches back and he pulls out a fairly large dagger. It kind of looks decorative in nature with like kind of a wavy blade as he kind of starts freely twirling it around his fingers. What do you think?
I don't know, you tell me. Burles starts juggling his blades. He pulls out the third.
You just hear Cindy to say, "Okay, guys, it's not a dick comparing contest."
What, performance or
I think it's sleight of hand or performance.
or sleight of hand?
Ooh.
I mean, you nick your fingers a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Again, since he's come to his side stands, And she also adds, if there's going to be any kind of dick comparing, I'm at least going to involve myself, because, trust me, she pulls out her axe and she just kind of embeds in the ground where she's sitting. Mine's bigger.
There's no denying that.
Exactly, my friend. Can we not compare dicks in the first place, considering that that's not why we're doing this?
Well, to be honest, there is a lot of dick comparing in our group, so I suppose it works.
Just
That
keep
is
it.
kind of scary.
Burles laughs. I thought we were just being dicks.
Well, I mean, that's my primary position here. I mean, to be honest, Cynthia, you've always been a dick from the start. Let's just be honest. Damn right. Which, actually, that reminds me, since you do have to be the, walking, Garen, since you have to be Garen, that means you can't be as vocal. Fucking right!
Goodness.
God damn it!
Well, that's alright. You can be really strong in actions rather than words.
Garen nods.
But, I thrive on my mouth! That sounds really wrong out of context, but...
Maybe write down every cheeky comment that comes to mind instead of saying it out loud?
I can give you an old notebook if you want.
This is going to take a lot of willpower that I just do not have.
Well, maybe you have to gag yourself when you put on the helmet.
I'm not that kinky. Sorry, I'm not that kinky.
I wasn't
I've
talking
heard
about
that-
kink, I was talking about helping keep your mouth shut.
Well, figure something out. Helen pipes up. After all, even though it's unofficial, I am her keeper in a sense, so I have to do something to keep her in line. Very funny. I mean it.
Please do.
But I suppose if all that is ready and in order, I guess we can start settling in for the night and trying to, well, at least in the morning, since we can travel for a little bit with you guys through Ordia until we have to split off. We can start learning manners and such from you. Just that way
One
we can
thing.
be as accurate as possible. Yeah?
Oh.
Garen and Cynthia, I want you two to arm wrestle right now.
What? Oh, hell yeah.
You know what? Fuck it.
Chris-
that wasn't in character, but
You know what? I would buy it in character, really.
Garen
Fuck it.
will stand up and just roll his shoulder, crack his back.
Yeah, Cynthia does the same. She just kind of stretches her arms above her head and you hear pops come from her shoulder. Oh, hell yeah. Get those
Leah
muscles
walks
moving.
over to be the ref and holds when they're ready.
Oh, what are we rolling?
Leah holds their hands together. They clap.
Let's have it be raw strength.
All right, you two. Give it your all. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go.
That's a 13.
So, she puts up a little bit of resistance, but she does kind of wane a little bit as Garen gets the upper hand. Yo, son of a bitch! And then she does kind of get her hand slammed against the block, and she's like, God damn it! I was so close! That's
I
our
would-
3.
Yeah, I was expecting a rematch call.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Oh, fuck! Again, thud! Son of a bitch!
Garen is a
Yeah, I'm just imagining Garen, like Cynthia, like struggling and straining, and then Garen just like slam.
I mean, the first time he was just being nice, and now he's just like, really?
You can
Like,
almost
oh,
feel the smugness underneath the helmet.
Yeah, you guys just kind of hear Ace giggling in the background. She's like, Cynthia, you're losing your touch. Fuck you, you flamboyant fuck boy.
All right.
One more.
All right then. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Fuck yeah!
There you go.
She
Hey.
just kind of, she manages to get the right angle. She just kind of slams your hand against the lock. She's like, yeah, suck it.
Still 2-1.
Fuck off, other flamboyant fuck boy.
Well, he is right.
Fine. One more. Just to prove a point.
All right. 3. Oh. Garen's on break.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Ooh.
Done.
You just hear a crunch.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
2 and 2.
One more. Oh,
must-
nothing there.
Garen uses his
You truly
left.
are well suited to stand in for Garen.
Hell fucking yeah, girl.
Is
Alright,
this just
one
gonna
more.
become, like, athletic competitions?
Well, this will be the last one. Best out of 5. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh!
Their strength matches. The earth shakes, cracks open.
It's just Muscle City.
Come on, fucker, submit.
Berlis
Oh,
whispers into
bursting.
Ace's ear. Are you getting excited?
Oh God.
He just kind of flusters a bit at the comments. She's like, shut up. Okay, Evan, one more. Let's see who beats this.
Oh. Oh.
Oh! She gotcha!
Ding, ding, ding! Winner! Bitch! Nobody goes off against Cynthia and wins. Hooah!
I did twice.
Fuck you, it's best out of 5.
It only took you a few more times to win. Leave comments.
Okay,
Garen,
fuck off! Come on, I won. Let me have this.
Garen will hold down his hand to shake it. To shake hers.
She gladly takes and she just gives a vigorous shake. Like, she just about pops your arm out of your sock.
I will roll strength for this shake if we need to.
Sure, go ahead, do it.
Athletics.
Let's see who's.
Do it.
Well,
Oh,
athletics. Yeah, it should be
athletics?
athletics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do this. That'd be
Like 21.
23.
Ow. Why
He
is your
does
flag
big.
so high?
My athletics, fucking the broken ass expertise.
Oh yeah, there is that. Fuck. Yeah, she kind of shakes is very vigorous, but when she pulls away, she kind of starts rolling her shoulder, just kind of silently cursing under her breath. Son of a bitch.
I can.
Garen kind of slips his elbow back into its socket. After that one.
You hear a ka-chunk.
Alright, well, point proven. Cynthia can definitely beat Garen. She's got the strength for it.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. Bah.
I'm still a little hung up on the mannerisms.
Yeah, that's something we were going to need to work on. But, I mean, we're going to be with you guys for a couple days after this. Because, again, we're going to be splitting up basically in the middle. While you guys head to Oslo, we're going to head down, probably down to, like, maybe not GitHook, but, like, in the Badlands to the southwest. Would probably be best.
Hmm.
Then we just cut up around through Aglila and make our way back out from there.
Alright.
I mean, that's just my assumption. I mean, if anybody else has a better plan to kind of walk about, that's about as good as I can think.
Yeah, I'm not really sure myself since they're going to be expecting us to go get the amulets at each of the locations. I'm not sure how well this will work, but it's something.
Well, I mean, the only other direction we could go is Vermencia, and, well, I'm not quite comfortable going back to Vermencia yet, considering that could be a recipe for disaster if they're waiting for us there.
What's
So my
going
next
on there?
A lot of things, actually. Quite a lot of things. We have the recent festival that's going to be starting up soon, and of course, with all this nonsense about the amulets, it's a lot more focused on like a lot of the areas, basically kind of waiting for you guys, but they weren't sure exactly where you're going to pop up first. And as you get them, it kind of eliminates the areas, but at the same time, they can't predict your movements. They try their best, but they can't absolutely fine tune them. So after you guys get through Oslo, that only leaves 2 places left. That's going to be Remencia and then Ordia, which, with Ordia, nobody knows where that one's at. But with Remencia, there's kind of an idea, it's just really hard to get to it. Like, they are absolutely certain where the star is in Remencia, but getting to it is definitely a challenge within itself.
What's up?
At least from what I remember.
No doubt about that, considering that's where most of the Eladrin are.
Yeah, mostly Eladrin, the Mages College, and it's kind of just the epicenter of everything magical. So it's a lot. And Nia Karin was definitely very specific with how to keep the star sealed up and protected. She made damn sure that whoever got a hold of it could definitely use it, because it's a very powerful amulet. In fact, I think it's one of the most powerful out of the 5, trumped only by Infinium itself.
What does it do?
The star? Jeez, it's been a while since I've actually studied it, like, thoroughly, but from what I remember, I studied the college for a brief time before I actually left Remencia. The star is more or less aligned to improving the ability of magic users. I can't remember what specific ways that improves, but it definitely packs more punch into magic, but you sacrifice a lot of your physical ability as well, which kind of worked for her because, well, she pretty much was a wizard. She didn't really need the physical attributes, she needed to be more sharp in mind.
Out of character, would Esmastan be a possible way to get into Bremencia without being noticed?
Give me a second, because I gotta look, because I actually did know, because with the Underdark, normally most of the regions kind of are split in between, like 2 different countries. In one region, part of it's in another.
I just remember it was kind of underneath Bremencia.
Yeah, because technically, Emistan does sort of start in, like, the Badlands that used to be, like, its sort of surface area, and it kind of goes into Remencia. But getting in is going to be difficult, because the Badland part, that's basically been abandoned just because nothing can really thrive in that area any longer, even in the under portion of it, is just filled with all kinds of nasty things.
Yeah.
Same can be said for basically, because I know there are 2 other regions of the Underdark that are around. Actually, I'd have to find them. Yeah, I'll have to look and find them later. Mostly because I only know with them and I actually only created them because they are linked with something else, but you'll get to that later on.
Okay. I just thought I'd consider an angle.
Well, it's definitely an angle to consider.
I don't know. Badlands are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's a good way to get in, then straight from Oslar, you can pretty much go up and through the Underdark.
By the way, just a warning.
Hmm?
We're sensing that one of the books of the Dead Three is somewhere in the Underdark.
Oh, that's just hunky dory.
It's the assassin one.
Remind me who that is again, because I'm Dark 3 as far as the names. I know we got 2 B's and an M, but I can't tell you their names.
It's not Bunny. It's
Bahal. That's the one. Bahal.
yes.
The other one is currently, she kind of shifts back and just kind of knocks on Killsek's chest. Is in there.
You don't have to be that obvious, dear.
Burles just sort of rolls his eyes, like it just his expression says, "Really, really, and you think I'm bad?"
Cynthia just kind of snickers and she's like, well, I didn't think she had that much room in her chest plate. Holy shit. You got an entire book in there? Oh my god. Hayla, you have met your opposite in every way, including tits. God damn, marry this girl already. Cynthia,
Wow.
no.
You know,
That's not how the culture works. That's not how the culture works.
No, it is not.
Oh, I mean, considering it's you, hell, I defy culture to marry your ass. Isn't that how it works?
This chess plate is built for a man, so it is a bit more roomy.
Right. Cynthia, please, just shut up. Sorry. No, you're not. I know. Well, anyway, I guess with all that out of the way, it is getting kind of late, so should we start wrapping up and settling in for the night?
Burles takes Ace in the arm and leads him over to Ibgern. You are with us.
Amelia just kind of looks, just kind of very obviously turns, and she's like, why?
Stop them, Leaf says.
Well, he needs to get in the character, so...
I'm not exactly comfortable with this idea. Well, then again, he's not been drinking, so he can't be that bad.
They're not
I
that
can
bad.
make it bad! Quick, somebody give me my whiskey for my cart! No!
Someone break the whiskey. Hurry.
You're with us too.
Oh, fuck. Right, that's a thing. Oh, God.
Be gentle. ...
Sorry, honey, I don't swing that way. I really don't. Oh, yeah, that is a thing, too. That actually makes this work a bit better. Because actually, the only 2 of us here that actually prefer Dick are Nightshade and Ace, and Halo occasionally. All the rest of us here, no thanks. So wait, hold the short bus there. Or shortcut. Hold the shortcut. Are you saying that we're most basically, you 3 right here are mostly into girls? Yes. Whereas the other 3 either swing both ways or are gay as fuck. Yes. What the hell? I thought we were dysfunctional. We just gotta roll with it, honey. Deal with it.
This is going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me, Helen speaks up. I thought we were crazy enough before, but now this adds a whole new level.
And at that, Burles just laughs and laughs. He's like, you have no idea.
Oh no, we do have an idea. Let's just go to bed now. Really kind of storms up. She grabs Ace and starts dragging him to the tent. Come on! Well, they're eager. Don't hurt them, Amelia. I don't swing that way. I know. So who's taking first watch? Since obviously it's not them.
Leaf's sweat drops as he watches the four disappear, go to sleep. Like,
I'll take the last watch if it's all right with everyone.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take
Leaf's.
the last two.
Okay, I suppose Nightshade, do you want to stay with Envy, or would you rather his sweetheart stays up with him? Sweetheart. Kind of glances towards Sapphire. Well, that's up to him.
I owe you some. I owe you a little bit of sleep, Sapphire.
Alright, just don't try and do anything too crazy on your watch. I don't want to have to wake up to something murderizing you. So evidently last time we left anybody awake and alone for a little bit, we had a camp full of cocks. So yeah. At least that's the story I've heard. Where did you hear that story from? I've not heard that story yet. Why are there cocks in the camp?
No, stop. Stop there. We'll tell the story tomorrow.
Ah, right. Fine. I'm seriously wondering who was behind that.
Again, the story can be told tomorrow.
In the
Right.
background, you just hear Burles cackling.
That's kind of creepy!
He knows.
Ah, boy. And with that, everybody splits off, and Envy and Nightshade take the first watch.
Nightshade,
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand something. You're gonna have to be very flexible in terms of mannerisms with me.
Why say that?
Because there might be more than one person up here. As he puts a finger to his head.
Pardon?
Oh, Leaf, just stop. Just let me explain. As he goes into a more relaxed position. My name is Envy. Nice to meet you.
What?
Listen. Eventually, you're gonna. This is hard to explain. Listen, when we got hurt, we got a bit traumatized when we were extremely young, and we broke into pieces here. So, I'm one of them, or at least the one that's left. Yeah. The voices go. Envy, don't just step in. You don't let me have any fun. I know I said I let you go about your business, but seriously. Come on, let me have some fun. You may as well let me do the watch. Fine. Well,
Okay, I am so confused right now. What the hell is going
that's the good way to be. It's good that you're not accepting of it. It means that, well, to put it simply, there are two of us in here right now, and to put it simply, you may have to learn both our mannerisms. That's about it. Anyway, got any questions?
Did we lose Haley again?
I think so. That or the silence is perfect.
Just like What have I got myself into?
Hey, since we have a pause in the cause, do we want to, since Josh is leaving the group?
There we go.
Well,
That. We'll explain later.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead and you're having your little conversation between the two voices about who's taking watch, and then everything just kind of cut out for me. I'm just like, oh, fuck, Comcast, stop.
All right.
Fuck Comcast.
Exactly.
Basically there was a little bit more, and just a small bit of like dialogue between Envy and Leaf, and then it was just Envy asking, "Any questions?"
Several, actually. Like, what the fuck? What was that?
Now you see why we're a bit more chaotic, or at least I'm the chaotic element.
I'm
Remnant.
wondering why no one else in your group has a headache.
Oh, they do. Remnant was the lawful part of us, but he's been sense absorbed.
Oh, wait, absorbed? What? What? What are you talking about? Something would say, English, motherfucker. Can you speak it?
Well, to put it simply, we're trying to go through our trials to completely fix our mind, or at least put ourselves back together.
Okay. And
Well,
what's the catch here? What's the kick in the pants?
well, to put it simply, we've already completed 1/3 of the trial, and Remnant, since he's a part of Leaf, simply put himself together, merged with him. That's why we're stronger now.
Okay, then. So, right now I'm speaking to... who?
My name is Envy. It's the name we went by from the very start, and the name of our agent. It's the name you'll be going by, more or less.
Okay. So that's kind of like how my name works, where I don't go by my actual name, I just go by my nickname. Especially if I were to go by my actual name, I've had so many people mispronouncing it that I still got smack Cynthia for basically making jokes the first time we met. She called me so many things, it wasn't funny after a while. Because, have I told you my actual name already?
You have.
Then you see how many kind of jokes she can get out of there. She's called me Sholi, Valley, Riney, Rinda, Rinda, Ravina. She's called me everything in the book that she can pull out of my name. It's very ridiculous.
Well, hey, we all gotta go through a bit of teasing when we first meet our group.
Well, Cynthia is very guilty of doing that for everybody. She calls Ace a flamboyant, she calls Hale a cannonball tits. She makes fun of my name every chance she gets. And Amelia, basically with her bow and arrow stuff, she can pretty much poke fun at her for everything. The only one she doesn't make fun of is Helen, and I don't understand why.
History, most likely.
I don't know, because she evidently has a little bit of history with... Well, I won't get into that right now, but... certain histories have been made long before all of us even met at your time, but... let's just say it's kind of weird that she kind of treats Helen in a sense with a bit more respect. I have no idea why.
Well, it's a mystery then. One I'm not going to decipher.
Right. Well, in any case.
Nonetheless, I'm sorry to force this upon you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not your fault. It's more or less Halo's, because, you know, we didn't ask for this. It just happened.
You could have said no.
You hear Kilsick whisper yell across the field. Well, there is a simple...
What?
It's nothing. Nothing to worry about. You better keep that mask safe, though.
I will. Trust me, if anyone so much as looks at it roughly, they're going to get smacked.
Don't do that.
Right, I gotta act like you. I had to be all laid back and laser-dazzle and blah 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 blah.
Oh, no, you understand. There are two sides of this coin. You may as well flip a coin to see which one you're going to be for the day.
Oh lord, that's gonna be fun.
Leif is a little bit of an adventurer, so go wandering.
Well, that's not a problem. That's basically Halo in a nutshell most days.
As for me, I know I haven't been kind to our group. Kind of regret being so defensive at the very start. Either way, whenever you are being us, simply just flip a coin. And
All right.
just Leif has the most control, though. Understand that.
Yep.
Is the main personality.
Mhm. I'll keep that in mind. Until then, we might as well finish up the watch and just make sure nothing comes up behind us. Which, by the way, what the hell was that cock story about that Sapphire brought up?
Well, you see, Berlis was on watch at one point. He must have dozed off or something, because I was fast asleep, and when I woke up, I was being headbutted by a cockatrice.
What? A cockatrice? How would that get in the camp?
By him being completely oblivious.
Oh boy. You probably didn't let him live that down for a while.
No, I never once brought it up with him.
We still haven't let him live that down. We all
Everyone
said
else-
that no, he's never taking watch ever again.
Yeah, he's never taken watch, but I still don't bring it up.
Right, fair point. But before we finish up this watch, I just want to ask, how many?
How many what?
Cockatrice. How many cockatrice did he let into the camp?
Oh, I think it was 4?
4? I think 4? 5?
4 or 5, I believe.
Oh god. I have a story that probably could trump that, but we'll save it for another night.
Damn thing gave me a concussion.
Well, trust me. Let me say this. There is many reasons that while Cynthia is the most competent competitively, she's not the most competent in watches alone. Which is normally why she and Helen get paired up, but tonight Helen gets the break. But you'll figure it out soon.
Oh, that's right. Leif wants to fight. I forgot.
And with that, we'll go ahead and finish Nightshade Envy's watch up with a perception check.
Alright. Give me a moment. There we go.
Whoa!
I don't even need to try.
That would be kill second Halo.
Yeah. Killsick would definitely ask Garen to take a different watch.
Oh yeah, I can take this watch, I guess.
Okay, so it's going to be you and Cynthia.
This ought to be good.
Ain't nobody getting sleep now.
Yeah, which
Oh, no.
which I imagine at this point it's Envy goes and gets scared and heads off to bed. Nightshade walks up to Cynthia's tent. She just starts shaking and she's like, "Cynthia, you got to take your watch. Fuck off, Cynthia. Fuck off. Don't maybe get in there and pull you out in your knickers. Fine, I'll get up." She kind of looks up at Garen as he emerges from his tent. Give her a moment. And then she goes to retreat to her own. After a while, Cynthia stumbles out in her armor and she takes a spot by the fire. Son of a bitch. Ugh. Alrighty.
So Garen just takes a spot by the fire and he's silent. Just a real talkative guy.
So, Garen, was it?
Yes.
So I know you mentioned before that you were a guard of some kind.
I was.
For where exactly or who exactly are you get what I'm saying?
At the Capitol. Before everything happened.
Oh jeez, so you were right in there when all the shit went down?
I was.
Shit. Like, well, if you don't mind me asking, like, I know might be like really sensitive shit and all that, considering it was your home, but what exactly happened?
What did exactly happen?
What did happen? I can't remember anymore.
Give me 1 second. I actually do have information about the initial siege that
Yeah.
I can relay to you. Give me one moment. So I actually have to get this information to Josh for time. Let's see, where is it? Um, should be it. Here we go.
Garen has blocked out the memory.
Well, he's about to remember again.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so Evan, I want you to do me a favor. Take all this information you're about to receive and sum it up as Garen would, or describe it as Garen would, because you basically will be frontline with all this stuff. Because I don't know whether you're more present in the first siege or the second siege. It's up to you.
They came in force. Went through everybody who stood in their way until they got to the tower.
Yeesh. I mean, how many were there? Like, was it like a troop, like a small army? Like, how much firepower did you have behind her in order to get to the capital? Well, to the Ivory Tower of all things.
Enough to get to the Ivory Tower.
That's very specific. Okay, then.
More than I could count.
Yeesh. And, I mean, this is just something that I've heard from, like, rumors and such, but I recall hearing a little bit that there's also something that kind of happened on the inside as well after the initial siege. What was that all about?
There was resistance, and she took care of it in a twisted way.
Oof.
Garen is
Well,
visibly tense talking about this.
right. So, jeez. Guess I kind of understand why you're going after her now. You got a bone to pick with her. A very sharp bone.
Are you insinuating something?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if somebody were to attack my home like that and just completely wipe the entirety of the population out, I definitely would have a bone to pick with her.
I do.
Oh. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you, we hear you.
And so now Garen's going to take a look at her. Now tell me about you and why you fighting her.
Well, funny story about that, actually. Well, oh, fuck, where do I start? Pardon me. I not really had to tell anybody my story since I met Helen, but as long as you don't go blabbing to the others, I suppose it wouldn't hurt much. But, sorry, I'm trying to pull up her sheet, wherever the hell it went.
Meanwhile, Garen looks at her like, do I really look like the guy who blabs?
I mean, obviously no, but, well, funnily enough, and again, don't say a word to this to anyone. most especially Ace. He'd never let me live this down, because they all know me as the wild one, the one that doesn't really follow orders, the one that doesn't really, you know, isn't willing to let others take charge. I make my own rules. That says how they see me, that's how I want to be seen. But when I was younger, because, I mean, look at me, how old do you think I am?
How how old do I think she's? How old does she look at
Um,
least?
she's, she looks about, like she's in her, like, late 20s.
35.
About 30.
35, pushing 36.
Oh!
But I used to, believe it or not, even though I did kind of jab at you for this, for a time, not exactly in the capital, but I served as a guard. Well, less a guard, more a soldier. For a time. Until eventually I got tired of being yanked around by a chain and I decided to break away. Start basically adventuring around, make a name for myself. It didn't exactly go as planned after I stumbled upon two owlbears in my travels and they basically promptly beat the tar out of me. So I went stumbling to the capital. This was like a couple months before the siege. I went there looking for a capable healer, someone who'd be able to come along and actually, heal me up, buff me up, just keep me going. That's how I met Helen. And she's the only other one that knows about my story, my background, because she's the only other one I've told. Because she did have some questions about some of the scars and some of the items I have carrying with me, including, she kind of digs into her bag promptly, and you see her pull out this amulet, and you actually see it's an amulet of Helm. I was a follower of him for a short time, but again, order wasn't my thing. So I kind of abandoned it. And him as well. And just kind of went my own way. I'm still not sure now whether it was a good idea or not, but I'm happy with my life so far, so I'm at least content.
So, would Garen be able to remember hearing anything about any soldiers that sounded like they'd fit the bill of her?
Yes, you. Actually, insight roll. Oh, okay. Yeah, you do recall something. Again, it wasn't in the capital. It was more or less in, like, an offshoot city. Like, not really even a city. It was like a smaller, like, town sort of thing. Of a guards member. Nothing was specified as far as information, but there was a guards member that was acting up a little bit after. Actually, they were pretty much following orders and going well with the flow until there was an encounter, evidently, that happened one night that they were the only survivor, and when they came back, it seemed like they had been absolutely changed. They started being a little bit disobedient, a little bit disrespectful, acting and talking out of line, and eventually they just left. With no reason really given, they just assumed that it was part of whatever happened that night. And no one really knows the truth.
Garen is going to give her, like, the most meaningful pat on the back that he could give. He doesn't say anything, of course, but it's acknowledgement.
Yeah, I don't really talk very much about it, because there are just certain things that never sit right with me. I don't know, because I'll have to figure it out eventually. Until then, I just keep living the way I'm living, at least making it by being, again, content.
Do you think you'll be able to pull off acting as me?
I can try, I mean, it might kill me a bit on the inside, but I don't know. Some part of me thinks I can do it, but I don't know.
Just think before you speak. Ow, fuck. Think before
You
Sorry. Good.
you sound kind of familiar. Somebody that I once used to take orders from, but that name is still fuzzy. It's been a while.
Oh.
Just remember, act as you would if you were again in the guard.
Right. I'll try, but no promises. So if I saw your reputation, you can easily beat the tar out of me.
I will.
I'll hold you to that. And with that, she kind of takes up her axe and kind of starts quietly strumming as you guys continue the watch.
Garen's gonna take a little bit, just, make sure his shield is nice and polished.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull up something that she would likely be strumming along with everything going on. And where's Nar? Where's Nar? Nar! You just kind of hear this basically for the rest of your watch for the night. And go ahead and roll me perception real quick, Garen.
Oh.
God damn it, Cynthia. She sees nothing and she knows nothing.
She's lost in thought.
I've seen everything.
Yeah, Garen, you pretty much managed to hold everything down as after that entire conversation, Cynthia seems a little bit lost. Kind of like she's trying to find something like in the back of her mind, but she isn't quite finding it.
Garen doesn't talk. And by the end of the watch, he just kind of goes over towards closer to the edge of camp by the wagons and stands there.
Alright, who's next? Because that's 2 watches down.
I mean, I'm technically 4th watch. Ibgard?
I mean, unless, Tim. If we still have him. Tim!
He might have fallen asleep.
Oh, lordy, Tim.
Goddamn sleeping during his watch.
So comfy in his bed.
I mean, technically. And guys, this is why you do not lounge in bed and play D&D. It doesn't work out. But, yeah, I suppose I can talk to myself while being Helen and Ibgern at the same time. Oh my god, this will get so confusing
You know
so
what?
fucking quickly.
If you really want to, Garen will join in on another watch, even though he probably won't say anything.
Sure.
Oh.
But let's just say this, that after you guys wrap up, Cynthia goes over, smacks Helen's tent with a guitar, and she just kind of startles away. She's like, what the? Cynthia, you're a bitch! Whatever, your watch. And she just kind of goes crawling into her tent. And you just kind of, after a while, once Helen starts emerging, you just kind of hear her snoring in the tent.
You mean Cynthia?
Yes, Cynthia. Helen promptly straightens out her robes and then makes way for the fire. And by this point, you kind of see Ibgern step out of his tent. She's like, ugh, damnable. Kind of looks around. She's like, well, I guess it's our turn.
Damn, Leaf. What are you doing?
Sorry. I was just preparing and I actually clicked the enter button. But I guess I will do something with this. I guess Leaf will, Leaf having trouble sleeping with all the snoring. I guess he just kind of like I guess he'll just be around in the shadows.
Okay.
Backflip to his sleep.
He's sleepwalking and performing.
From the laying position, just somehow straight back in the bed, under the covers and everything.
With that roll, sure.
You know, can we just make a scene for this?
Sure, go ahead.
If Garen and who was on watch,
Helen.
Helen.
If Garen and Helen would see Leaf where is Sapphire? Is Sapphire in a tent?
Sapphire is in a tent pretty much next to where Cynthia's is set up.
You see Leaf sleepwalk out of the tent and just starts doing acrobatic wonders for no apparent reason. He's fast asleep, yet somehow his body is moving on his own. Eventually, he backflips into a tree and lays on a branch and promptly goes to sleep. Promptly stays asleep, stays unmoving.
Helen's watching all this, and she just kind of looks over to Edgar, and she's like, "Does he do that often?"
That's Tim.
Oh my god, Tim, sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to mute you for a bit. There we go.
Nah, keep him on. I don't want to hear him snore. Just like a nice quiet snoring in the background.
Ah, poor Tim. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to mute him because I can't do it. He's muted on my end.
I'll keep my my ears open for him just in case he wakes up.
Thank you. Oh my god, okay. Anyway, she just kind of looks over, she's like, "Does he do that all the time?" Everyone's just kind of like, "Not that I've noticed, but I guess that's a thing he does. I don't know." Alright. Well, that's good to note, so... that's a little bit odd, but okay, whatever. I'm not gonna question it. Certainly, I've seen weirder. So, I've been wanting to ask since you mentioned it earlier. I didn't want to ask for everybody else in case it was something that's a bit more personal, but what was the mark you were going on about earlier? Oh, well, and became a puppet of his. Under his control, under his manipulation. And while under that manipulation, he... Yes, but I declined, I refused, and as a result, well, I wandered for 100 years with that mark. Uncertain of if I could live a normal life because the mark marred me.
Hey, we gotta pause here for a bit. Something's going on with my internet, and the stream has stopped.
Oh no. Damn you, Comcast!
Turn this back up.
The snoring gets louder.
No, honestly, it ebbs and flows in volume, really.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I had to remember his mic is freely rolling around. And we'll have to wrap up soon. I'll make this quick, and then we can move on to the final watch with Killsec and Halo. Evan,
yeah,
are you good?
It's not coming back on.
Oh dear.
We might have to cut it.
Oh dear. Alright.